type anything or go off for the live and come back when we don't have. Make the lady talk. Please to like up the live also. Go ahead, ma'am. Sorry about that. Admin do the work. All right, child. Because this is why we do not allow ourselves to be informed so we can make informed decisions. We cannot. And this has been our problem for way too long. We have to take accountability for guys, good morning. So today I'm in the kitchen with a boil some. And today I'm in the kitchen on a rainy day and I'm gonna boil some caramel porridge with authentic coconut milk. But first I'm listening to Auntie Dana, so we're not gonna hear it on the live. But the reason why I'm here in the kitchen and going live because today just I got some caramel porridge, but I listen to my favorite vlogger, Auntie Dana. So we're not gonna hear her. And I listen to the election day over foreign, although I'm a Jamaican, but once Auntie Dana, I'm gonna always listen. Right? So we're not gonna hear her in the background and play in the next phone. I'm not sure I'm not use her content, I'm just only listening to her while going live. So YouTube, don't think I use my user content. I'm just listening while going live. I listen to about that hour now, but I go live now. I'm not gonna end it just because I go live. I'm not use our content, but our advice and our people advice are in my phone. Alright, so stay tuned. It's just ridiculous to me. Now go boy some calming porridge. I don't understand the issue people are having with these immigrants. I'm an immigrant. And all you haul, Jamaican, all you haul on the rain and the fine. When we go out and vote already, diaspora are the fine people them. And holiday vote, the Americans them. But today is election day. I never know that. Just see the notification come on, my favorite vlogger, and I touch it, and that's what's going on, election day. So, yeah, go and listen to our people that we call in. It's not use me, I use our content. I'm just listening. So while listening, it's a mega go live and boil the porridge. So I'm not gonna hear the voice in our background. I'm not gonna see our things because I'm not use our things, but I'm not gonna hear it. So I'm gonna boil some caramel pie. So what's up, guys? Good morning. Remember, me have to put on my eyeglasses to this, you know. Jenai, how are you? Look at the big up. Instead of pulling the phone up on my head. Hi guys, welcome back. So today I'm gonna boil some. Let me show you what I do. I listen to my favorite vlog at the same time. I tend to coconut milk. Authentic coconut milk with some caramel porridge, right? So I'm gonna sieve this with sieve some of this with some flour. I'm speaking because that's what happened in New York. I'm not sure what happened in other places, right? And then they started giving them stimulus where they're able to purchase food because what they were doing before, they had like these canteens set up for majority of the places that were housing them, and they would deliver food, and it wasn't enough. So they created a path where these people can hi guys, good morning. The American right, which welcome back. Just had to something in the kitchen. And ultimate citizenship. It's not like oh, but now they have actually put different things in place to get them on a better path to becoming, recognized residents in America. A part of that is giving them stimulus, which I don't see what is wrong with that. You have born Americans here that have been on welfare their entire life. They do nothing. They have no intentions of doing nothing. I've seen most of these people come here and they're looking from for India. Welcome. If you pass a Home Depot, they are there outside asking you if you have any job. Sometimes you go into stores, they're in the parking lot asking you. They're not just here waving messages asking you money. You actually have people that are here looking for work, right? And as far as people say, is your tax dollar? Hi, welcome. Just boiling some caramel pie with coconut juice. I want boil too much, but just the two of us. So I'm going to put some of the milk. The anger right there, so the sun not shine. Hi, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Try some connecting. Oh, this amount, I'm going to put some flour in it. Hi guys. Today I'm doing some caramel porridge while going live listening to one of my favorite bloggers. Nutrition, how are you? Okay. They are talking about the election. I'm going some more because I don't want it too thick and I don't want it too thin. So too much here. Welcome, welcome. Please give thumbs up, guys. No, sir, I'm watching my pod. Want me to thumbs up, not give my thumbs up. I'm going to treat my bad door. And the treat me so bad. Alright, so. You know, so me just I watch the live and I say, you know, so I go live now. Some caramel porridge. Alright, so I'm going to use, and if you can see it, I use coconut juice and mix it, not water. If I use water, mix Now go nice. Now go nice. And I have the coconut juice, so I got coconut milk. So I'm going to use the coconut milk and mix it. Right? Come on, that's something anyway. Come, no, I think I'm going to
regards to the tax, you're saying that our tax money is not being used, that is incorrect.
So
The benefits
we
that
use the
they're getting
coconut
is not
milk
supposed
and
to be
mix the
for the
cornmeal
immigrants.
and go.
It's
No
actually
water, I'm not use just
for
straight coconut milk.
the homeless
To make the porridge, to
and
mix the
the
cornmeal.
veteran. But because of that is
So,
going on, a lot
any
of
Jamaican in
their
here?
money
Oh,
is
you want
being
the
taken
rain?
from
Because the rain are going bad
also
out the door.
the government workers in
They're going
private
really
sectors.
bad.
A lot of them, their hours are getting cut and getting
You
laid
sure
off
no?
because of the strain on
Rain
them.
are going bad out there. See there? Nah, see it good. Rain are going bad. Mm-hmm. I know the master them are killing.
Students are being displaced because they're
I don't know,
because
me not get a good angle from the
a
sun.
lot
Me
of
not get no
houses that
sunlight.
were supposed to
The
be for
sun,
the homeless and for
sunlight now work
like
good right there,
persons
so.
that can only affect upward section 8, all the illegal immigrants are getting. The budget was not for them in the first place, so that's why a lot of people are
Okay.
so there's a lot of things going on as to what they have an agenda as to why they're placing them in certain places, giving them certain rights that they're not qualified for instead. Because first, if you're coming over, even if you came over illegal, you're supposed to sign up for a refugee status, and that's supposed to be monitored. And then you're placed in certain areas. Then you can start to apply for certain benefits. So they're getting more money, more resources, more housing than what was supposed to be given. And they weren't supposed to be first.
I put
It
piece
was
of
supposed
cinnamon
to be
leaf in
the
there,
less
coconut
people
milk.
or lower income and homeless and veterans. So
Remember,
they're taking a lot of
I think
benefits
you
that
don't
the
have to put on
veterans
guys
used to
there.
get. So
Remember, I
that
said me
causes
boy
the
some cornmeal porridge. Hold on.
prescription prices for veterans to go up as well. So that put a strain on them. Not even veterans, because unless you're active duty, if you're active duty, you don't take prescription in certain services. You're lower than regular insurance. But most persons that are over live on Social Security, and Social Security is supposed to go at least every 45 years, and it hasn't went up for a few years now. And a lot of persons are struggling. They don't have food. A lot of persons are diagnosed with their home. They can't take care of their service animal. A lot of things are going on. So when you hear it, a lot of them are voting for Trump. Trump is speaking what they want to hear. He doesn't really have a solution as to how he will solve it, but
Chase lover. Hi, how are you? Thank you.
they have a solution as to how he will solve it, but they only care. The thing is,
Thank you for the likes.
he's talking that he's putting America
So
first.
I'm here just
That's what people
boiling
want to hear
some
now. They don't
cornmeal
want to hear what
porridge.
is going outside of America, like the war. America is in so many
And they are
struggles.
listening to my
That's why
vlogger, one
Trump
of
is
my
kind of willing
favorite
to vote
vlogger,
for some younger black men,
Dr. Go.
one mostly men, and
And I listen to
older
the
white
election.
because they want America to be fixed right now, and
And
it
I will
is.
put the so another pot.
Okay. I heard what Poochie said. And this is my thing. Okay. One, I was speaking
Because
in
he said
terms
two
of, I'm
things
not
here. And we're
sure
putting
what's
some
going
more.
on in other
Come
states,
you in
but I'm
there, come. I don't
speaking
want to stick.
from my
I don't want to stick,
perspective
I don't
in
want to
New
stick.
York.
Just want it right.
Right? And one,
So
because one, I've
I'm
been
doing
involved in
some
a lot of outreach as it relates
cornmeal
to
porridge for now and then
the
another season your
Venezuelans.
chicken to cook.
I do outreach in
Because
Far
Lena Friday have
Heights,
to cook early.
in Queens, on Jamaica Avenue, and also in Long Island. Majority of the families that are here in these three places that I mentioned are families, women and their children. The men that are here are minors, and they're not the ones that are being placed on housing. The people that they put up in hotels and that they actually have in buildings are families, women and their children. For the men, they have them in Brooklyn and someplace on in Queens, and those places, they're being phased out. They put these men on programs where they have to go through trainings, and after they finish these trainings, they're going to give them job placements. That I know to be factual. When they started giving these people
Alright, so
assistance in terms of
here's the
funding,
camera. I'm gonna
it was to
pour it
accommodate
into the pot.
groceries. Again, because there are women and children.
Open and see.
The places that they're being housed,
Yeah,
they do
pour
not
it
have
in.
kitchens, so they have to eat every day, and the money that they give them was to be for food and clothing, right? And these women too, they put their children in, the children are enrolled in school.
Hi
and
guys,
women
welcome
are
to my
going
live.
training programs, and some are
Just
doing
here
also
listening
like
to my
nail
favorite
salons,
vlogger doing
places,
election
and
day
stuff like
live.
that. So
So
that
I'm
part
just
I
I
know
boil the porridge and
is
I said, so
not
I'm
true
just go live
and
and
factual
go and
because
listen to
I'm
her same
involved in
time.
that. When it comes to where the
For a long
funding is
time I go
coming
live,
from, I know in New York,
I'm
once
doing a
they started
fall,
having
so
issues
I'm gonna
with
boil
people
some
coming in
porridge
on
and go
buses
live.
and stuff like that, they went back and they
I'm
revamped
gonna
the
pour
budget.
out the
Whether it was taking funds
caramel.
from
I'm
wherever
going
they
to
got it
pour it
from,
out mix
I
it.
can't say for sure where they took it from. But in my honest
I've mixed it at the
opinion,
same time
the
as in a lump
people,
of
the veterans were still homeless before these immigrants came in. The
and also
Americans
through there
that
is
were
a
on
coconut
Section
milk.
8, these people are still on Section 8.
Coconut milk
The other
Mary's
day I
garlic.
heard some people complaining that their benefits got cut. Their benefits should be cut. Why do you need to stay on welfare and government
Let me show you
assistance
in the
forever?
pot.
These things are supposed to be stepping
So
stones.
in the pot.
It's not supposed to be for stagnant people and to enable people. So when it comes to stuff like that, I
I
totally
got thick
agree.
and never want to thick.
If you're here and you
Can't
have
drink thick porridge.
full
I like any
capability
thick.
of working, you have your papers, and you got senses, and you got children, that alone should make you get up and be motivated to go out there and do what you need to do. They have jobs here and they're not taking it. So I see no problem with people coming from Zimbabwe, Nicaragua, or wherever to come and take jobs that people that are illegally here can take, do not want. So I'm for if there was a policy or some place to vote to kick people off Section 8 that's been on it for more
porridge when I
than 2
use
years,
no water
I'm
at all.
casting my vote.
So
Because that is not a fund that should be
put
poured
some more in
into,
there.
period. Section 8 and welfare is
And I want
something
too
that
much,
is put
but
in place to help
anyway.
people get over hard times, not to keep you in poverty and not to keep
Hi,
you
welcome,
stuck
welcome.
where you are. So if people think they are losing benefits and they want to blame immigrants for that, then that's your problem.
What you said.
That is your problem.
Affecting Medicaid and Medicare as well, which most people are on. Medicaid is state, and Medicare are for older persons. For Medicare aid.
And that I totally support.
No, I can't say totally support, because there's a lot of people, or our society, they're aging right now. The cost of inflation, which cannot be controlled because it's happening all over the world. However, it can be managed based on certain budgeting.
So you have to mix
But
it,
you can't say
mix
you
it, and
don't care
don't
about
make it too
Medicaid
thick.
and Medicaid.
Right,
Medicaid
so-
affects.
No, I didn't say I didn't
No, she
care
never
about
said she didn't
Medicaid
care.
and Medicare.
She never said she
I
didn't
totally
care.
support Medicare and Medicaid. Those programs are put in
Oh, she
place
never
to
hear that
assist
part.
people. Everybody must have access to health care and prescription drugs. And again, that's something Kamala is standing for. She is voting for to put
So,
policies in place
as I
to
said,
lower
I'm listening
prescription
to
drugs and to
one of
ensure
my
that
favorite
people get the
vloggers and
proper
doing
care that
some
they need at affordable prices.
candy party.
Donald Trump, on the other hand, is going to help these big bucks company keep their prices skyrocket and out of people's reach. You know, but if people are going to
I'm gonna
keep
cook some
this
chicken too.
election
I'm gonna do the
based
porridge
on
first
the
and then
issue
the
with
season the chicken.
immigration
Clean
and
up the chicken
taxes,
and season it up.
are those really the issues that we want to be debating on?
No. But that is one of the big topics, but that's not number one.
No
One
thumbs up,
number
guys.
Um,
Only one.
Inflation.
Inflation we
Okay.
can't avoid. America is
Go
in
and
so much
listen, I
debt.
go wash up some plate.
Inflation has started
But actually, remember what I said about the housing crisis, right? How we are going through troubling times. I remember when I used to spend maybe a good $1,000 on groceries for the month, and that would last my entire household for a month. I'm spending $1,000 on groceries for a week
True.
because everything is so expensive.
Expensive.
Now,
Yes.
it's unavoidable. I know people who have stores, and when you think about the cost that people are paying to import things, the duties that they are paying to import things, they have no choice but to increase their price and the items they sell, regardless of what it is. When you try to purchase things now, like I do drop shipping, when you try to, but before when you know, you could go and you could take your stuff from wherever you used to buy from, and you could easily slap on maybe a 50% markup, and you would make back your money. You can't do that no more. So what? When you could sell an item that you would originally pay $6 for like $20, and you would make a decent profit, those things no longer exist, right? Because number one, the taxes that you have to pay now on everything, the shipping costs you have to pay now for everything, the clearance that you got to pay now, those things never used to exist. And one of the main reasons why those things went up was because of the agreements that Trump changed when he was in office, that they still have not yet been able to vote against in Congress to put back some of these tariffs that they had in place prior to Trump. So they keep going, getting rolled over until the parties again, you know, hopefully next year, that's one of the first things that they tackle.
Okay.
Because you try to ruin relationships with big places like China by imposing all these excessive tariffs. We, the Americans, are the ones that are suffering for that. You know? So it's deeper than just what is on the surface. People have to look further than just what they think they are seeing being plastered on blogs and stuff like that, and to do more research. Dig deeper than what people are putting on the surface so you can make an informed decision. Because again, everything we do now, if you own a house, trust me, you think your rate went up yet? I know in New York, some insurance are starting to drop people. We've seen natural disasters, that things that never affected us in the areas that we live in, that are now affecting us. Car insurance, oh my God. Geico the other day told me that there's a possibility they're dropping certain cars because the tiers are too high. So it's either they raise the rate from what it is, or they have to drop the coverage of your vehicle because of the loss that all these insurance companies are facing, right? So it's more than just the small things, it's everything that is coming together that is creating the inflation across the board. So that's not something that's going to go away next year, and I don't even see it going away in the next 2 years. So we just have to prepare ourselves.
Well, and
Figure out how.
what you say about HOL?
As I say, I was listening to my favorite bloggers, and one man to the live.
So who are HOL?
I'm not really using her content, I'm just listening to
Where
her.
you live.
Oh no. So listen, I don't know what.
And it's true, and not just that. I know a lot of people that keep losing their houses because of taxes. They're getting so strict on these things. You know, here, like back in the day when all these people bought their house at a cheaper rate, and now when the other day when the appraisals went up, insurance went up, taxes went up, and most of these people are retired. They are locked into a budget. And now, if you had a budget for $1,000 for your taxes for the year, and now your tax rate to $2,500, where you gonna get all that extra money from? Your insurance also went up. So what is happening? People cannot keep up with the increased cost, and these people are having no leniency. They're taking your houses away if you can't pay the taxes.
Yes,
You know? So it's a lot of different things. So what can we do? We just have to figure out. I tell people all the time, a lot of retiring at 62, they're retiring at 65 because they can. Honestly speaking, if you're at that age and you can wait till 70 to retire, you should probably just thug it out. I hate when I go to places like Target or Walmart and you see these elderly people pushing trolleys or doing something because why? They cannot afford to stay home with the retirement package that they
You
have.
tell the truth. You know, I was saying that to Pucci not just last week. I said to you, say, and I think I was saying it on the live, so I went to Walmart.
These people, it's not like they want to be out there at their age, but sometimes, you know, they go through life and they don't realize. Every year, when you get through that time, you have to check what the Social Security stipulations are and make sure you are making the right decision.
Yeah.
Check, you need to have, even if it's a free financial advisor or somebody, or go to Social Security office yourself and make sure they break it down to you and tell you exactly how much money you're going to qualify for if you retire at 62 versus 65 versus 70 because they hold on to your money.
And I meet a planker lady, a nurse down by the brunch. She has 73 or 71 and she still work. Me did shock her that not happen in Jamaica. Wanna take time a little, yeah. I was telling them on the live that I met one of my flanker last week at the brunch. I saw answer on the call, just to make sure. And the lady was 71 and she said she still got to work.
Yeah, because they have no choice. You know, HOA can take your home for fees.
So what you recommend? Pucci don't buy a house to have a HOA?
No. I avoid HOA at all because these people, they're
Tell me that from the come.
Them randomly just them price.
Yeah, them are not
charge them
random.
services.
They give it.
Services and you can't opt out none at all. And then just them add on something and charge us more money for them and see.
Or the association. Like we have,
Alright, so them get a new security company. Okay. You get a new security company and then HOA.
fees.
And so this is the last thing that I'm going to see.
And then it's keep on, I don't, and then, you know what I'm doing, start back. And a year or so
And so this, I want to say this last thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you are when you become a naturalized citizen, everybody, this is for everybody. I found this out the hard way. When you become a naturalized citizen, it is your responsibility to go to Social Security office and have them update your information. To let them know, bring your original naturalized certificate and let them put it on record that you are now a naturalized citizen because it is not automatically done.
Oh, repeat it again for those on the live who don't know.
When you become a naturalized citizen, it is your responsibility to take your original certificate to the Social Security office so that they will have a copy and they will update your records. So that in their system at Social Security, you are registered as a naturalized citizen.
Oh, it's not done mandatory.
Yeah, if you don't do that, once they will have it on record that you are a resident. And once your dates expire, like your green card expire, they're gonna have you as out of status until you bring them the original copy to show them
So
that.
everybody, you hear? Talk again, loud and clear. Like up the live, very informative information here. Like up the live, please and thanks. Until then, some like. So talk one more time. Tommy, you can screenshot this and go post it. Go ahead now, ma'am.
Screen record.
When you become a naturalized citizen, it is your responsibility to take your actual original certificate to a social security office for them to update your information. That is a must. It's not something that's automatically done. The immigration people, they will register you to vote, but they are not updating your status with social security. So you have to make sure you do that. Otherwise, when the date of your green card expire, like it was supposed to expire in 2026 or whatever, Social Security will have you as out of status if you do not do that step for yourself. And you will not qualify for no type of benefits.
All right.
Until you retire.
Thank you. And one more topic. So a lot of persons on the line, including myself, just come to America. Some live here for a while. Don't understand what is HOA. How can you opt out? Explain that for me. I'm not using HOA to buy a house. Explain that for the persons who want to buy a house and we don't want to go down the HOA route. Tell us, explain all the HOA. My daughter explained it to me, but for persons who don't know, let me know. Let them know.
Well, HOA is not like an assistance per se. HOA is housing authority that regulates in certain communities. So when you're buying a house, you have to, like, you could go to the county of wherever, whatever state you're in, and whatever area you're interested in buying a house in, to see what areas does have an HOA. And you have the option to opt out of not buying a house in those areas. Because once you do purchase a house within an HOA section, you can't opt out of it. So you have to work that out. I personally go to the county, and the county is the one that will tell you, because it's on record, what areas within the county does have an HOA. So you just go to your county and get the list. So what your realtor should be able to confirm it as well.
Yeah, so what you must do your research for yourself. So what my daughter was basically saying the other day, Mommy, you cannot buy a house, and because like some communities, like some gated communities, some areas where we see were nice, and she was saying when you're buying a house over here, Mommy, you cannot buy a house in those type of communities because they are HOA. And in there, in those gated communities, you pay for everything. And every year or every month, the facility like security, pool, this, that in there keeps going up, and you cannot opt out of it because you're done in it. And the money keeps adding up on top of your mortgage, because you have to pay your mortgage plus the maintenance, the this, the that, like how like you have some apartment like this one that we live in. Like monthly them tell us, okay, $50 more for the garbage disposal, $20 more for this, and this raise, and you cannot opt out. So what my daughter basically saying, when you're looking for house, look outside of HOA, look your own property, and it is here. It's not that it is down here, but when you want to live in certain community, secured, gated, you have to pay HOA price, and this is where these home people, them association, make their money by hiking up the security prices, hiking up the maintenance fee, hiking up the electricity, whatever thing. The whole maintenance system on the building, it goes up, and there's nothing you can do because you're done by the house with them, and you have to work with their policy. It's not something where you can have. And a couple years down the line, the maintenance get high, and the mortgage on top of that. So for example, you pay $5,000 for your mortgage, just saying, and then when you take a stop, the maintenance of $5,000, so your money gone at $10,000, and you have to pay. So it is not a must that you must, if you want to live in certain posh communities and posh area, well, you have to plan to pay HOA money. But if not, you want to go and look your house outside, wherever, do it that way, because they all have no maintenance fee, no this year fee, no keep and care, and all these things to pay.
Yes. And I want to say one last thing because I see people always talk about okay. I want to give a tip. It's something that I personally do. Because I always say on the live when you talk about home ownership, the comment section always gets messy.
Yeah.
For those who are always saying home ownership is hard because of maintenance and different things like that. I own properties, and what I do, every month I have a separate fund. I created an entire high-yielding savings account where I just put money into. The money sits there, it acquires interest. This way, it is dedicated strictly for maintenance purposes, right? Because when you own a house, chances are at some point in time, you're gonna have to fix something.
Yeah.
Whether it's brand new, in 5 years' time, something will break. A washer, dryer, dishwasher, something. So when you're going into the home buying process, make sure that it's something you take into account. Create a separate savings account. Make sure it's giving you good interest, and you
So
put
guys,
money
today
into
I'm
it
here
consistently.
cooking
Every
some
month, just stash something.
cornmeal porridge
This
and
way,
listening to my
if and when you run
blogger,
into a problem, you
Dr.
could take the money
Go.
from that and
Okay?
fix the problem.
Also,
You can avoid it.
repeat again for those who don't understand. So basically, you're saying when you're planning to buy a house, have a separate account
Oh, me I go put
with some money put away for maintenance.
Yes. You know, just put it in your budget. Don't wait until something happens, you try to scramble. Create a separate
If I even $1,000 a month or so, you put on one side and say, this if anything happen to my house, we fix it or so.
Yeah. Keep it, and if you just keep it there. But if you own a house, auntie, something is going to happen.
True.
So just keep it there. Don't touch it. All you gotta do and pretend like know that it's not there. Create an automatic transfer and forget that it's there. The only time you remember that you have it is when something happened and you need the money.
Amen.
Don't touch it for nothing else.
Yeah.
But make sure it's a high yielding savings account. And you save yourself the headache that way. That's what I do.
Yes.
So home ownership is beautiful. It's a nice thing. It's the best asset that you can have, especially if you have children. I don't see why people object to it.
True.
That's my take.
Thank you. And if you pay rent, you can't own a home because the same money where you pay the rent with, you pay your mortgage.
Of course, because it's your rent. I don't know people doing it. I remember a couple years ago, people was paying $1,500 for rent.
Hold on.
For $3,000.
Where is the Pucci? Eh? One again. Oh, when you for rent? When you rent or when you buy? Yeah, ma'am. Oh, she tell me, so when you buy a house, you not just pay rent alone, mortgage alone. You have to pay property tax, you have to pay insurance. But what you say again? And some other fees.
Water bill, sewer bill, light bill, cable bill.
And then the ramp with the property tax over here.
Maintenance bill.
When my friend tell me how much you pay for property tax, and you can't run from it, you have to pay it.
But that's the thing, and that's what you do to auntie. And every year, depending on where you live to, those are things you have to budget for. And out here in Nassau, you have to we pay taxes twice a year. Well, I pay property tax twice a year, right? And you know, because they will tell you, I think it's around October, November time, they usually send you. And this to people is why. I know we're focusing on election today, but remember, election happened right through. And after today, remember, when you see they having local elections in your community, you need to vote as well.
Hold on, where's the
Don't just wait
Pucci?
to look the companies.
My daughter said local election are the most important one.
It's the most crucial. And that's why we have problems, because people jump over voting for their local representative. But we need to remember that the local representatives are the crucial point, right? They are the crucial people because these people are the ones representing you in Senate and in Congress. So I know for me, people don't show up for board meetings. No board meeting don't miss me because those are the meetings and the elections where determine where your tax money goes to. You know, so you need to show up for these things. Even if you don't own a home, as long as you have a lease and you're paying rent for somewhere, if you see they having a board meeting for something, you need to show up. These things help with the type of fund your school receive. They help with the police department, that it's your security. You know, the fire, everything happens at local government level. So you need to start there, participate there, vote wisely there. So I make sure these people represent you. I'm quick to write a letter. I make sure I remember what everybody point out, what they gonna do when you vote for them, and I give them time. I'm the one that will send a reminder.
Oh, so you listen to what them say, and write down what them say, and then later to them agree, you write them.
Because they forget. They forget. By law, if they tell you that these are their policies and these are things that they're going to do for your district, yes, ma'am. Yep, you said, and I'm still waiting because every town have a budget and it's public, and I make sure I pay attention because I need to know where my tax money is going to. I have children. If you tell me you're putting $4 million in their school, then I'm gonna need to see where the $4 million is going. And I start my votes by doing that. And that's how you turn your community around. You have to participate. Your zip code matters. When you're raising children, everything local matters to you and your children. So we have to pay attention to these things.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to go back and listen
Thank
to
you.
the
Very informative. On the clap they put up some arts there. Very informative, on point, precise, and everything that you said is on point. Thank you so much.
My son want to say hello to you.
Hi.
Hold
Good morning. How you doing? Mommy did a good job today. Clap her. Oh, thank you. Yeah, bless up.
All right, take care.
Yeah, wow, very informative. Good afternoon, good morning.
Hello?
Yes, good morning. Auntie Donna here, welcome.
Yes, good morning, Auntie Donna. Just coming with a perspective from up north, from Canada side.
Yes.
The HOA. So for me, where I live, I have a HOA. But for me, it made sense because there are certain things that they will cover. So for instance, there was an issue with my roof, and the HOA, they fixed the roof. They had an issue with my basement. They fixed it, so at no additional cost to me. You know, if when there is snow, they come and clean up the snow. In the summer, spring, they cut the grass, you know, clean the area. So I think it depends on where you are, where you live, and you have to weigh the pros and cons to see if the HOA makes sense for you, you know? So for me, as I guess you're an older person and you can't deal with cleaning snow and it hurts your back and you can afford it, then, you know, yes. But there was a good point in terms of, yes, sometimes they can raise it on you without any warning. All of a sudden there's an extra $50 on the bill and you're like, what is this for? So, you know, you have to weigh the pros and cons and see if it makes sense for you. For me, I don't like cleaning snow, so I have to pay it.
Yes.
To clean the snow and deal with all of that.
But me know a friend who live in a gated community in Jamaica, especially over Caribbean estate. And them tell me say every minute them put on something on this and every minute then I can't bother me sorry, me did buy me out in a gated. Yeah, me have friends there. Me have 2 friends who live in a Caribbean estate will tell me about adding on every minute they add on this security. Thank you for the super chat, Dana. Them add on this, them that, and stuff like that.
Yes.
But it's like a sense of security.
In Jamaica, though, to be honest, sometimes in Jamaica you get away with more things
Yes.
than you will get away with in North America, in US or Canada, right?
Yes.
There are some agencies in Jamaica where it is defunct, so nobody now pay
and I mean it goes nowhere. You know, there are some communities that are supposed to be gated communities, and when they go there now, the gate's wide open because nobody don't pay anything.
Yes.
You go, even I think Old Harbor, there's one up by Old Harbor, I can't remember the name, that is supposed to be gated. But when they go there, there's nobody there anymore. Why? Because the people stop paying, so there's no security anymore.
Yes.
You know, and there's no strong association to follow up and make sure that people are paying or doing whatever. So it depends on where you live too. In Jamaica, you know how it stays sometimes. The rules not as enforced as over here. But
As over here.
for sure, they will take away a house if you accumulate the fees and not pay.
And don't pay it, true.
And same with the tax too.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Auntie Donna. Have a good one.
Yes, yes. Like up the live, please, and thanks, guys. Give Auntie some life. Good morning, Miss Beverly.
I just want to commend that young lady.
Yes.
Trust me. I tell you, she just brought out some very, very poignant points.
Never see that. I welcome.
It's so important that as a baby, that we understand these green Republicans led by Donald Trump are dangerous. And I'm so sorry, I don't have to want to
No, man, you can't have freedom to speak here, ma'am. Freedom.
So we start the live. Start the live from 15 the time, so it's about after. So we're 15 the last, so and speak it.
everything. That man did nothing. He did not one decent thing into one decent law. And we know, if you live in this country, you know Congress makes the laws. A president signs law, yes. And the vice president do have the breaking, vote. He has the tie-breaking vote, he or she. But the Congress is whose feet we have to hold to the fire. And one thing she was so on point in saying is that it's so when people, when one party leaves and the other one comes in, Donald Trump was
Thanks for the thumbs up.
all pumped up, and he did nothing. This man did. We cannot do this again. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. We cannot do this again. This new breed Republican, they're all about themselves. And those 1%ers, they don't care. America is going to implode because you build a house with a foundation, the body of the house, and the ceiling. Those 1%ers represent not the ceiling, the roof. If you have all the rich that up on the roof, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? The house is going to implode if you don't have a good foundation and a good body. And this is where I see America. I came here as a young girl. I've been here 50-something years, 51 years to be exact.
Yes.
And I've seen what has happened over the years. We've got to get smart and stop being led by these the millennials and the generation X's and Z's and all this. We got to go back to the drawing board and get back to life. For real. This is getting on my nerves.
Good morning.
These people listen to
You hear me?
and
This is yellow.
it's just like a figurehead. It's like the CEO.
Yeah.
The person down there, the little man down there,
Really?
answering the phone, getting his money.
Really, I hear you. You didn't get my light?
It's just basically the same idea.
Eat the door and go to come back.
In the country. The president is a head figure.
You go at 9 o'clock and come back 10.
That makes the laws. You got to get to your people.
Because I see that they have a chicken your level there. So you're going to right now, yeah?
So many layers to this whole thing.
Rain down here, when you know rain and fall.
10 years ago, 5 years ago,
So, can fall for you, yeah?
stop making assumptions. Look into your history, please.
Half a chicken, me see is not the angel.
What is done and how they take credit for things that they really did not do. And I'm just like, I voted and I'm Democrat. I don't care if it's a war. I'm sorry. Over these new breed Republicans, they are greedy, they are racist, they are disgusting, and I'm just telling it like it is. They have no compassion, they have no love, and it's the truth. They don't even love this country. Donald Trump has one objective: to get rich again. That's all. It's not about making America great again, making him get some money in his pocket to take it. How do you, a convicted felon cannot vote in this country? If you're convicted of a felony, you cannot vote in this country.
Eh?
Yes.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay.
I never know that.
A convicted felon.
I run for president.
34 counts.
A Trump run teams.
The to think that he can run for president. He has no moral.
A convicted criminal can't vote in America.
Felony, a criminal, yes.
The oil might run for president.
Yeah, the felony arrest cannot vote. So that's vote.
Oh, she get cut off. Let me call her back. Let me never know that.
That's why.
You never know that. You never know if you go prison, you're convicted of a crime. The oil man run for president.
I got in one thing. But I took one thing.
Oh, then I sign off on something yet. The lady get cut off like her service. Oh, she said right there if you get the lady get cut off. I remember take our next call. Hello, good morning.
Come in Paris with some
Hi, Donna.
Hi, my darling. Good morning. Welcome to the chat.
chips of salt.
Yes, like up the live, please, and thanks, guys, before we get the next caller start. Give Auntie some thumbs up, like, and if you're not yet a subscriber, please to subscribe to my page. I have 2 pages, Donna Go and Planka Boss. Like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. God bless you. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, I have a couple of things I jot down here.
Yes.
I'm gonna talk about Walmart. When you go into Walmart and you see the elderly in there working, they are really not working. When you work and the young lady, love her. Oh my God! I thought she was speaking for me. She articulated
Very well.
her points across very well. I'm not a public speaker, but she made it so clear and easy for everybody to understand. And all her points, I resonate with them. Love you. Thank you for being an immigrant and coming here and educating yourself. First of all, let's backtrack. Let's talk about us immigrants. When we come into the United States or wherever you migrate to, make it your business to know the laws of that land. That is how you keep your nose clean. That is how you keep afloat. That is how nobody don't push you around. That is how nobody don't clown you up and take you for an idiot. So let's talk about the people in Walmart that you see working. They're not really working. What they are doing is making up for time they wasted. Now, if you work or whatever you did your entire life and you get to the age that you want to go apply for your Social Security and you don't have enough points, what they do is put you in Walmart to stand there and say hello and thanks for shopping at Walmart. You're just trying to make a point so you can get enough money. If you don't do that, then you're gonna have to get SSI. SSI is like you're living on welfare. You can't have this, you can't have that. Your bank account is monitored and all of this good stuff. So that's why those people are in Walmart. I'm getting a bad feedback, Donna. If you don't have a bad connection.
No, I hear and come I hear you clearly. I hear you clearly.
Something and yeah, you did something and it fixed. Okay. Okay, so you there?
Yeah, man.
Yes.
I hear you. We are hear you clearly.
Yeah, that's the people at Walmart. They're trying to make up their points for their social security. I'm not sure what Peggy Allen is saying. It's not true, but they're making up their points for social security. Let's clarify something here that has been floating around from the people that want to throw us out of this United States that we were welcomed in, and a lot of us as immigrants, we came here and we work our boot heels off to make ourselves who we are. Let's clarify something. There is a difference between illegal immigrants and refugees. These people that the other party is having an issue with, they are not considered illegal immigrants. They are considered refugees because they are running from whatever is happening in their country. And I think the young lady touched on that point, why they're coming to the U.S. Now, it's in New York currently, and it's being highlighted. Let me tell you, this has been going on for many, many years. I live in the Atlanta area, and back in the mid-90s, thereabout, the refugees were coming from Somalia and all of those countries. There is a complete neighborhood here in the Atlanta area just for the refugees. You go up to Clarkston, it's mostly Somalians up there. So this is not new to America. Crime, let's talk about the crime that they are trying to pin on the refugees. Crime in America a long time. I remember when Louisiana had the hurricane, and they had to ship the people different places. When we lived here in Atlanta, we could have left our car doors open or our doors open or whatever. When Katrina happened and they brought those people to Atlanta, these people, they came from Louisiana, and now they start driving vehicles into malls and stealing the whole store of things. We didn't have those crimes here in America, in Atlanta, in the Georgia area. So crime has been happening within the United States. But to make your point, and the people that don't know and they just hop on that the illegal immigrants, but they're not illegal immigrants, they're refugees. That's the only reason they're welcomed into the country. When you talk about illegal immigrants are people that get visas or they borrow somebody's passport, because those things still happen these days, and they come and they overstay their time, they go through the system trying to get their stay. They are illegal immigrants, not the people that the government is housing and funding. Those are refugees. Illegal immigrants cannot get $1 out of say they go up there and ask for, and there are stipulations with that. I can't even get into that, but it's a lot behind it. But illegal immigrants are different from the refugees. The refugees are getting housed and getting financial assistance and whatever. They're working their way to get their stay or get a green card here in America.
I'm just doing it as it is. Nothing I put on, nothing I add up. Just as it is. But I could put outside there.
But half the time, the crime is not them. Crime has been here long before they started letting these refugees in. All right, let's go to the next point. HOA. HOA, once you get into an HOA community, it's not an area, it's a community. Say, so this subdivision that I live in, when I was seeking for my home, I I know I did not want to be controlled because that's what HOA does.
That's
It
false
controls you on what color your window curtains can be, what color
Your house
you can
can be.
paint
Oh,
your
yeah, so
house,
window curtain.
and all of this good stuff.
So everything after
That's what
them,
HOA does. It
you
is
can do not
good
offer one.
for some communities, and it's
No window
not
curtain.
good for some communities. Now, when you're home seeking, make sure you get into an area, drive out the neighborhood, morning, noon, and evening. See if you see one of the neighbors have their cars up on 4 blocks or whatever. As you're shopping for a home, consider yourself now. You don't have little children. You want to go into a community where it's not the upcoming, people with their babies and people with basketball courts in front of their houses and stuff like that. Those are the stuff that you look for when you're looking out of a non-HOA community. Because you can make a mistake and not purchase into a non-HOA community and move into a slum.
True.
Yeah, okay, all right. Medicare and Medicaid. They have this thing now with Medicare and Medicaid where they said they have all these commercials targeting the seniors on the television to switch to Humana, switch to this, switch to that. My advice, when I well, now I only have my mother. When I had both my parents and my father had cancer, and I took him to one of the large hospitals downtown, and I went to the lady to do the registration, brought in my father's paperwork, and she said, "Oh, this is good that you still have the Part A and Part B card." She advised me, you are going to get lots of calls not to change to anything. What I realized, because my closest friend right now, she's 79 years old. What I realized, the people that switch to Humana, they tell them, oh, you're going to get $200 a month, this, that, and the other. But when they get that $200, when they go to the doctor, they have to have a copay. When they go for a test, they have to have a copay. You go to the hospital, you're going to have to pay part of that hospital bill. Versus if you keep the original Medicare Part A and Part B card, then you don't have all those back-end expenses. So seniors out there or people that have senior parents, watch out when your parents start getting their Medicare. Do not switch it to the insurance just to get that $200. Because when you get that $200 and the $200 done, you go for a CAT scan, they want $250 for your copay. That's more than, and then after you're done with the CAT scan, you gotta go take blood work. Then you have copay for all of that. So it's robbing. I call this robbing the seniors of their little earnings that they're getting. So now they're spending back all their earnings into medical because they trick them that switch to this insurance and switch to that insurance, and you're gonna get an incentive. The incentive does not balance out what you're going to pay. All right, the next thing, Pucci had said Social Security has not gone up. That is not true. The last 2 years, they have gotten an increase. They did get an increase. They get a not hardship. I forgot what it's called, but it did go up the last 2 years, and I know this for a fact. The next thing, let me give some advice to people that are on Section 8. If you receive Section 8, no matter what city you live in, go to your worker and ask your worker to put you on the self-sufficiency program. People, welfare is not made for life. Welfare is supposed to be a stepping stone. You're supposed to use it to get yourself out of the ditch and back onto living a normal life. Nobody wants to be in a box when you're in welfare. So the self-sufficiency program is they match what you pay So say you rent a house and the house is $600, right? I know that does not exist anywhere, but you rent a house and the house is $600, and you are supposed to pay $200 out of that $600. When you pay that $200,
My light
Section
now
8
come on
takes
fast.
the $200 and put it into an account for savings for you. When you reach to a certain amount of money, because year after year, when you go in, your income is supposed to be increasing, because you're not supposed to be sitting on welfare and make yourself comfortable. You're supposed to be working yourself to independence. So when you get to a certain amount of money where, okay, say now, your rent is $600 and they want you to pay $598. Section 8 is only going to pay $200. That is not helping you in any ways. So what Section 8 does is give you that money. You can use that money for a down payment on your house, and you become independent. And you make sure you keep your nose clean, you keep your house, you pay your taxes and your mortgage on time and all of that good stuff. And you're independent. So you don't have to sit and depend on the government. And like the young lady said, the government has made it easy for people. I'm talking about for generation, mother, grandmother, great grandmother, Pitney were just born. They all come and they sit on welfare. That is not what welfare is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be. So now, why are you guys crying that people that have hardship in their country and they're coming here to get a little help? They're not planning on staying on welfare forever, because they don't know the system as well as you guys do to stay on welfare, and then it's welfare for them picnic, them grandpicnic, them great-grand, and it becomes a family trait where everybody is getting a handout from the government. Homelessness. Donna, I traveled the entire United States, and let me tell you, homelessness has been a problem and has become a problem in the United States. You know, it burns my heart when I see America reaching out to other countries and going into other countries and trying to solve their problems when we have a huge problem here ourselves in the United States. Homelessness is everywhere in this United States. Let me talk about Baker City, California. We talk about the refugees, as they call them, illegal immigrants, but they're refugees. When you go to Baker City, California, it looks worse than the people that when you see a draw from the border. You have, okay, so certain cities will bus all those people and dump them off in different cities, not to make their city look bad. They transport homeless people from city to city in the United States, and a lot of people don't know this. If you live in a state and you feel, okay, I want to move, say you live in New York and you say, I want to move to Georgia. Mm-hmm. The state of New York will pay you to move to Georgia. They will pay for you to move to Georgia, but you have to meet certain qualifications, and I can't talk on it because I'm not sure of what qualifications you need to meet, but the state does transport homeless people, or if you need to move from one state to the other just so you don't become homeless, the state does help you with that. And just like somebody said, I went to California, and let me tell you, Los Angeles, when they're having those shows on the Walk of Fame, the amount of cleaning that they have to do to make it look so pretty on TV, the Walk of Fame don't look nothing like that. When I tell you, go out there, you see everybody with a box, a bag, a bicycle, a hand cart, a shopping cart. Homeless people live on the Walk of Fame. I don't know what they do with them when they have those big shows, but America has its own problem. Each city has its own problem of homelessness. Right here in Atlanta, right there under the bridge down there by 85, 85, and there are tents there with homeless people, and these are not refugees, they're not illegal immigrants, they are Americans. Let's touch on the veterans for a second. Okay, so a lot of people will say, I'm a veteran. There is a difference between serving and coming out with your honors, and you are entitled to receive whatever benefits are entitled to you. But if you get a dishonorary discharge from the military, you're not have nothing to get. But people still walk around and call themselves veterans. They are not veterans. They got dishonorary discharge for whatever reason, whether it's alcohol, drugs, being late, not being, accountable, or performing for whatever reason, even sexual harassment. The military has its own court, and they don't just throw you out like that. You have to go through trial and what have you. So when you're in there and you don't do what you're supposed to do, do not come out here and become a problem and a nuisance to society, because you didn't do what you were supposed to do and you got this honorary discharge.
Interjection. So, where is the Pucci?
Florida make it illegal for persons to be homeless and sleeping on the street now, so they lock you up for it and give you a penalty.
Which part of Florida?
Florida, just the state of Florida.
Here?
Because they don't want to go to California, but people move them out because of natural disaster, bankruptcy.
I can't hear her.
So Pucci is saying that Florida, talk Pucci, them not hear you talk loud.
Did you guys hear me?
No.
I said Florida made it illegal for persons to be homeless on the street, sleeping on the street. So if you're homeless and you're sleeping on the street, they're gonna lock you up and charge you for it. They make it a felony. Felony, yes. But persons are losing their home because of natural disaster, bankruptcy. They can't afford housing or food anymore. Mental illness, female and male that are going to abuse. It's only a certain amount of time or certain place you can go to sleep if you're going through abuse, and you can't stay there.
Okay, so
No, you can't
you can't
stay
just say
there.
homeless and go in a plaza go sleep.
Or even certain places